your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's a Saturday morning baseball classic here at Petco Park. Welcome, everybody, to day 2 of the CIF San Diego Section High School games at Petco Park. Prep Insider CIF San Diego Section games of the day are brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm. On the call with you, Jonathan Rifkin. Delighted to be with you. We had 9 phenomenal hours of on-air games yesterday over the course of 3 games at Petco Park. And here today, game number 1 of 3 ready to go. It's the Pacific Ridge Firebirds taking on the Rock Academy Warriors at Petco Park. The Firebirds and the Warriors meeting for the second time this season. They played back on the 25th of March, and Pacific Ridge, well, they won that one 8-5. They're on a 3-game winning streak in the series against Rock Academy, but this is the Rock Academy's best team in recent memory, and I talked to their team prior to the game, not just head coach for Rock Academy, Jeremiah Wiley, who is in his second season with this team, but I talked to the team and I said, guys, how do you feel? They said, this is our best team. This has been a crazy year, and this is a reward for the work that we put in. And they are over the moon to play at Petco Park. And, of course, we want to thank the Padres and all of the wonderful staff at Petco for making sure that we have the venue to be able to give these student athletes just a wonderful opportunity. Want to remind you that each and every broadcast is brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, who's a proud partner of the CIF San Diego section. They're also San Diego's largest member-owned, non-for-profit, full-service financial institution, exclusively serving San Diego County. Banking at Mission Fed means doing good for San Diego by putting money back into San Diego and the communities through supporting and helping hundreds of local nonprofit organizations. Thank you to Mission Fed Credit Union for your partnership with the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day. 1 of 3. We will be broadcasting all 3 Point Loma, taking on Scripps Ranch at 1, and the afternoon showdown between the Imperial Valley perennials, Central Union and Calexico. But, of course, we got a good one, and we are ready to go from Petco. Listen to the fans. There's probably about, 150, 200 people, but feels like the stadium could be half full with how loud they are. Just reverberates off the stanchions. Overcast skies, wind going out to right center field. Coming into today, the Rock Academy is 9-3 on the season, 4-1 in league. The Firebirds of Pacific Ridge are 11-2. They have had a really good year, but some question the strength of schedule. What better way to put the doubters to rest than here at Petco Park? The Firebirds wearing their baby blues today. White numbers and letters on the front and back, some with knee-high socks that are dark blue. On the other side, the Rock Academy in their purple dominant tops with white stripes going down the shoulder pads. White numbers and letters on the front and back with white pants and stirrup blue socks. This is exciting. Both these teams kicked off their season against each other. It ended in an 8-5 Pacific Ridge victory. What better way to play game 2 between these two schools out of the North County area of San Diego than in a moment like this? The Citrus League, the Ocean League, taking on one another here in a moment. We'll be back in 30 seconds for first pitch. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm. Back from Petco Park for first pitch in a moment.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco Park, Owen Bain will be starting, the senior for Pacific Ridge. And the Firebirds are the designated home team. I just want to make a few declarations before we kick off play here. There's going to be a lot of substitutions. the staff is run thin here at Petco Park, and our modes of communication sometimes take a second to come through. So I apologize if we miss a substitution off the bat, but we'll do our best to make sure that you are up to date. Ready to go here from Petco Park. Leading things off for the Rock Academy Warriors. Number 34, Matt Fusella. Catching in today's game. He can also pitch. He plays shortstop, the senior captain of this team. To this point on the season, he's batting .485. That leads the team. What a great clip for the senior captain. 51 plate appearances lead the team. He has 16 hits. That's second on the team. 14 RBI, and the first pitch ready to go here on the mound from Bame. And it's taken low for ball one. 10:04 is our first pitch time. Overcast skies. The 1-0 has popped up. Shallow infield, foul territory. And out of the catcher spot for the Firebirds, DeMartino comes in to make the catch for out number one. How about that? 2 pitches, 1 away here from Petco Park. Bame able to retire Fusella, the toughest out on this team. And then the second toughest out in Perry comes up to bat here for the Warriors. So the 1-2 punch here will be the bane of Bame's existence to begin things at Petco Park, but 50% of that tough part is over. Perry also pitching today's game, leads the team, batting .526, takes the first pitch low and inside for ball one. Does have a home run as well, one of the 4 for the team. 5 triples and 17 RBI, which is second on the team. Takes a fastball on the outside corner, but called a ball low and away. For Pacific Ridge on the season, Bame on the mound. He's a 2.02 ERA, and he's 3-0 on the season. Really nice numbers. This one is rocked high and deep to left field, but for the Firebirds, the catch is made out in left field. 2 away here at Petco. Fans here loving it as we, with 2 outs now, have Sanford stepping in, taking a first pitch strike over the heart of the plate. William Sanford, playing shortstop today. Waves that bat over his right shoulder, takes a breaking pitch up above his head. He ducks out of the way, and he has a 1-1 count with 2 away here. Top of the first inning, Bame only 7 pitches in, 4 balls, 3 strikes, 2 outs. Not a bad start at Petco. Owen Bame towing the rubber, fires in the 1-1. Foul tipped off the end of the bat and off the screen. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Will Sanford. Out behind him, waiting on deck, is Lazante Boswell. The 1-2 in from Bame. Popped up, well back into the second row, into the seats here. And remember, metal bats at Petco, these balls, they'll carry. Early in the morning with the coastal fog, it's a little bit cooler, so the ball won't carry as much. Once we hit, I would say, the 11:30 mark, I think it'll clear up and air density will rise, allowing the ball to travel even further. We've had some bombs here. No home runs yet. Only 4 home runs have ever been hit at Petco during the high school baseball series, at least according to reliable sources. The 1-2 with 2 away here. Top of the first. Bame toes the rubber. Rocks and fires. The 1-2. Sanford takes it into center field, and it drops for a single. First hit of the day here for the Warriors comes in the top of the first inning with 2 away, courtesy of Will Sanford. And Lasante Boswell now will dig in for Rock Academy. Sanford was batting .658 before that. That climbs. That's an insane total. 29 RBIs to lead the team. Now he will talk to his first base coach. I wonder, he's limping a little bit. No, it's his shoulder. his left shoulder, he's gripping it and he's loosening it up. And they're just making sure he's okay. So he gets a round of applause from the fans here. He's happy to see that he's okay. Stretching out that right arm. Sometimes when you swing, sometimes you swing out of your shoes. On the season for Lizante Boswell, batting .211 in the cleanup spot, does have 5 RBI, 10 runs scored as well. Runner at first, 2 away here, top of the first inning. Bame's ready. Checks the runner over at first. Fastball, knee high, over the plate, strike 1. Overcast skies here at Petco today. It was picture perfect to start, but the start was 1 o'clock yesterday between the 4 and the 7 games. I assume that the middle game here will get much of the blue sky. The 0-1 paints the outside corner, but perhaps a tad too low, evens the count here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away, runner on first for Lizante Boswell. He's also playing first base in this game. Tyler Alvarez, the freshman, waiting on deck. The 1-1 misses, low and inside. He brings the count to 2-1 here for Boswell. Trying to rip in his 5th RBI, but runner on first, 2 away. Perhaps just looking to keep the inning alive. Pickoff attempt, nothing doing. Sanford gets back easily. Roselle over at first. Still applied the tag regardless. Nothing doing, though. The 2-1. Taken right down Broadway for strike 2. Not sure what Boswell was looking for, but you're not going to get a better pitch than that. 8 balls, 6 strikes, 14 pitches in here for Bame. Runner on first, 2 away, 2-2 count. Fires in a low changeup, runner goes. Throw is high. Pitch was called a ball, and sliding in safely is Stanford to second. Give Sanford a stolen base. On the season now, that's his 11th stolen base in 11 tries. Talk about efficiency on the base paths, a 2-out base knock, and then a swipe of second. Not only that, now it's a 3-2 count here to Lizante Boswell, who's done a great job working his way into a payoff pitch situation. Alvarez waiting on, hoping to get into the right-handed batter's box. The payoff pitch from Bame, a swing and a miss, strike 3, and he gets out of the jam. First strikeout on the day for Owen Bame ends the first inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and Will Sanford is stranded on second. No score to the bottom of the first inning we go. The Firebirds' first 3, Bame, Shiaka, and Reed due up. Perry will be on the mound for them. Back in a moment from Petco. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I want to thank our presenting sponsor here today at Petco Park, State Farm. Hit up my guy Ronald Wang in the Rancho Penasquitos area, 858-484-1297 for all of your insurance needs. Also helps with education planning. Back here at Petco, no score, bottom of the first inning. Rock Academy was able to get Will Sanford over to second base, but they stranded him after Lizante Boswell struck out to end the inning, rather the end half of the inning. It'll be Bame, Shiaka, and Reed, the top 3 for the Firebirds due up here. Rock Academy has Gavin Perry on the mound today. On the season for Perry, this being start number 3 for him. Oh, rather start number 10 for him. Wow. 3-2 record, 1.63 ERA. That's good for second on the team behind Samford, who is in the lineup today, but playing shortstop. We're ready to go. Leading off here is Owen Boehm, the pitcher. So both pitchers in big spots in their lineups. Gavin Perry, is in the 2 spot. Owen Boehm is in the 1 spot for their teams. On the season for Boehm, batting .372, leads the team. The first pitch from Perry, taken on the outside corner, called a strike. I asked head coach Jeremiah Wiley for Rock Academy before the game, what do you expect out of Perry? He said he's going to attack. The 0-1 is taken to second, and a routine ground out. Retires out number 1 here. Martinez goes over to Boswell. One away here. And for Pacific Ridge, it's going to bring up Dominic Shiaka. On the season for Dominic, he's batting .355. 11 runs, 8 RBI. Takes a first pitch strike right down Broadway. The lefty, the first lefty hitter that we've seen today. Playing center field in today's game as well. Perry delivers the 0-1. Also catching the bottom corner with a fastball. Coach Wiley told me that Perry really only started pitching a year and a half ago, and they've spent the last year and a half every step of the way together working on his mechanics, teaching him to work the strike zone and to attack. Misses low and away with a fastball, but he also told me that he's going to Christian next year. He believes that this guy has real opportunities to be something special in the game of baseball, and they're showcasing his talent here at Petco. The 1-1 is fouled back towards the screen of the dugout on the third base side. Brings the count to 1-2. 1 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away here, bottom of the first inning. And the coastal fog to greet us on a Saturday morning as they exchange balls. Yesterday was quite a day. All of the away teams, actually, 2 of the 3 away teams won. The first 2, Torrey Pines beat Sage Creek. Bishops lost to Francis Parker, and then Patrick Henry walked off against Mira Mesa, the only designated home team in the first 3 games to win here at Petco. We'll see today, though. The Firebirds are the designated home team if they can break the streak. The 2-2. Dame takes it outside, ball 3, and the lefty batter looks at his counterpart, the righty pitcher on the mound, and says, I'm going to milk this at-bat for all it's worth. The payoff pitch here from Perry. Called strike 3 at the letters. Boehm took it. Perry got the call. First strikeout on the day comes without number 2. And actually, that was Shiaka, Boehm grounded out to Martinez for the first out. And for Pacific Ridge, now Owen Reed will step in. On the season for Reed, he bats .333, 12 RBI, leads the team, takes one high and deep to right center field. And it's down for extra base as he rounds first, goes to second. The throw is not in time. And Owen Reed is in with a 2-out double. Gavin Perry upset with the first pitch fastball that Reed just rocked to right center. And for the Warriors out there, Guidi made a great look at it. His hat even fell off. He just turned on the boosters to try and get to it, but there's so much real estate out there in right center field at Petco Park that it's almost impossible to catch up to. McDonald steps in, takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Henry McDonald, just a sophomore, cleaning up for his team as a prime position to give the Firebirds the opening lead here in the bottom of the first inning. No score, both teams with a hit now. The 1-0 driven down the right field line, but out of play. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. On the season, McDonald batting .297, 11 RBI, 11 hits. Does have a 3-bagger as well. One of 4. This team hits a lot of extra base hits. The 1-1, though, an outside fastball has McDonald confused. Swings and misses for strike 2. Gavin Perry meticulously working on the mound, towing the rubber, checks the runner at second, fires in the 1-2 with the changeup, and he got him swinging. Henry McDonald sent down quickly on strikes, 2 Ks in the first inning for Gavin Perry, and it gets out of the inning unscathed. No runs, it hit no errors, and over at second, Owen Reed is stranded. To the top of the second inning we go from Petco Park. No score. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Warriors on the other side of the break. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego Section Baseball Game of the Day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. No score through 1 here from Petco.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to Petco Park. Jonathan Rifkin on the call with you. No score to the top of the second between the Warriors of Rock Academy and the Firebirds of Pacific Ridge, 2 teams up in the North County out of the Ocean and Citrus Leagues, respectively. In the last 5 games, Pacific Ridge actually lost the opening 2 of the series in the last 5 years, really, against Rock Academy. And then now they're riding a 3-game winning streak against this team. They won back in the March of 2019 and in May. 2020 season was canceled. 2021, they opened up the season with an 8-5 victory. The last time Rock Academy was beaten in Pacific Ridge was a 13-12 victory back on the 3rd of May in 2018. So 3 years ago, almost to the date. And how about this? In 2019, Pacific Ridge won 26-1 and 17-1. It wasn't even close in 2019, but here, Rock Academy trying to keep it close in their early going. Tyler Alvarez steps in, pops up the first pitch in the shallow infield. Coming out of the pitcher spot is Owen Bam, and he secures the out for the first one here in inning number 2. By the way, prior to that on the season, Alvarez was batting 174. Martinez now steps in, has yet to record a hit. Oh, excuse me, it's Wallace. Martinez is in the 8 spot. Wallace steps in. First pitch upstairs, ball 1. On the season, he's batting 0-4-5. 1 hit and 22 recorded at bats. Does have 2 RBI, though, in that 1 hit. Has a 1-0 count on the board. Also playing left field. Reaches for an outside fastball and fouls it off the screen to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cody Wallace, multifaceted, playing left field today, but can really be put anywhere to success. Grounds 1 to second. Ogle lets it go through his legs and into right field. And that's an error by the second baseman. And Rock Academy gets a man on here with 1 away. That was a routine chopper over to second. Ogle just had to make a step to his left, and it went right through his legs into right field. Cody Wallace standing at first base. That'll bring up Liam Lackey playing third today. In a good spot. Middle infield, though, playing double play depth. Runner on first, 1 away. Pitch gets away from DeMartino behind the plate, but he was able to corral it before any damage was done on the base paths by Wallace. That E4 was the second error of the season for Ogle. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Warriors. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error now for the Firebirds. Runner on first, 1 away. Liam Lackey in. Bame deals. It's a dribbler down the third base line, but it just goes foul to the left of that third base bag. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bame now 22 pitches, 13 strikes, 9 balls. He's been consistent, does have a strikeout Only single he's given up was to Will Sanford back in the first inning, but they stranded Sanford on second thereafter. Boehm delivers the 1-1. Lackey looks at it, but it's called a strike. Fastball right down Broadway, belt high. And the plate stands out today under the cloud cover, so it's not easy to miss, or it's not hard to miss. Good pitches. The 1-2. Owen fires it in. It's taken towards third. Off the bag and in the left field. It's called fair. Wallace got a bad jump from first, and so he'll stay at second, and Liam Lackey is over at first with a one-out base knock. Runners at first and second now for the Warriors here in the top of the second. And that's where that error can really come back to hurt you. Jacob Martinez now stepping in. Swings and misses at a first pitch fastball, strike one. Oh and 1, runners on first and second, one out here, top of the second, no score. Rock Academy trying to strike first. They get their second base runner in scoring position, and the 0-1 pitch is taken at the belt for strike two. 6 straight strikes now thrown by Boehm. He is wheeling and dealing. High fastball, though, off the tip of the bat and back. Martinez stays alive, though, down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Joseph Guidi waiting on deck on the season for Martinez. Batting. He actually only has 1 recorded at bat in 5 tries, has 3 runs and no hits. Reaches for a high fastball. It's driven to right field, and it is just shy of fair territory. Down the right field foul line. That is so tough because, I mean, even with a slight left field breeze, that would have kept fair, and that would have been good for extra bases. Instead, the right center field breeze picks up, and Martinez has to head back to the batter's box with an 0-2 count. Lackey at first, Wallace at second, 1 out here in the top of the second. Boehm trying to record out number 2. Another fastball tipped back off the screen, and for the 4th straight time, we'll do it. No ball and 2 strikes here. The Rock Academy Warriors coming into today at 9-3. Firebirds of Pacific Ridge 11-2. Second matchup between these two schools. Boehm steps off and calls time. Now he wants to talk with DeMartino, his catcher. Now we're ready to go. Eating breaks on the mound. 0-2 count, 1 away. Runners on first and second for Rock Academy. Jacob Martinez in. Owen Boehm on the mound. He toes the rubber. He rocks. He fires the 0-2. And it misses low for ball 1. Good eye from Martinez. His pivot foot twitched a little bit, but he held the bat back. And it was a wise decision. Trying to work the count now. Boehm's first ball in 13 straight pitches. The 1-2 in. A curveball got him swinging, strike 3. Second strikeout on the day for Owen Boehm. And that's out number 2, a big out with runners on first and second. And Joseph Guidi now checking in. Guidi on the season batting .088, 34 at-bats, 7 runs scored. Does have 3 RBI as well. The lefty steps in with runners on first and second and 2 away. The first deal here from Boehm is a swing and a miss on a fastball, and Guidi is quickly down in the count. No balls and a strike. Fans on hand, probably in the like high 100s. Everybody's socially distanced. Only family is really allowed. And the 0-1 pitch is another hack and a miss for strike 2. Nice look from Boehm there after getting Alvarez to pop back up to him to begin the second. An error allowed Wallace on first and Liam Lackey singled. And now Lackey and Wallace are at first and second respectively, but the 0-2 pitch is a changeup. Caught Guidi swinging well out in front for strike 3. 3 strikeouts now on the game. Back-to-back Ks ends the top half of the second for Owen Boehm. No runs, a hit, an error, and 2 left on base. To the bottom half of the second inning we go. No score from Petco Park. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco Park, bottom of the second inning, Jonathan Rifkind with you in game number 1 of our 3-day slate. Point Loma, Scripps Ranch at 1, and at 4, Calexico and Central Union to wrap up what is a 6-game slate over 2 days here at Petco Park. Back on the mound is Gavin Perry for his second inning of work for Rock Academy, a team who was able to get runners on first and second with 1 out, but back-to-back strikeouts ended their chances of scoring at the top of the second, and now they have to play some defense. Each and every broadcast is brought to you by Scorebook Live, the official digital content partner of the CIF. Head to scorebooklive.com to follow all of your favorite teams and players. Scores, live play-by-play, and more. Thank you, Scorebook Live, and all of our wonderful sponsors here at Petco Park and the Prep Insider San Diego section stream. All 3 games today will be broadcasted on the stream. Separate feeds, though, so make sure you head over to the next link. Point Loma Scripps Ranch is going to be, all 3. Today, all the slate games here have been phenomenal, but Torrey Pines, it was a blowout for the first 2 games yesterday. Torrey Pines beat Sage Creek 7-2. Bishops got blown out 8-0 to Patrick Henry, and then Francis Parker walked off last night in the bottom of the 7th inning against Mira Mesa. Perry deals a looping curveball to begin the bottom of the 2nd inning, and it's taken for strike 1. Stepping in for Pacific Ridge is Ryan DeMartino catching today. Foul tips the 0-1 back for strike 2. On the season for DeMartino, he's batting .425. That leads the team in 40 at-bats. He does have 18 runs and 6 RBI. The 0-2 barely gets a piece of it, and it goes off the umpire, who looks to be okay. We'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes, no runs, a hit and 1 error for the Firebirds. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Warriors. Here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, both teams have yet to score, but the Warriors have been in position. They got Will Sanford at second with 2 away back in the first. Stranded him there with 2 away. They had runners at first and second in the 2nd inning. Stranded them there as well. So 3 left on base, 2 in scoring position to this point for Rock Academy. The 0-2 well upstairs, and a good take by DeMartino gets him his first ball here in this at-bat. The 1-2 hacked at a missed strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts now going back to the 1st inning. 3 on the day for Gavin Perry. And out number 1 is recorded here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Joey Harris, the junior, now steps in. Playing right field in today's game, batting right-handed. Perry delivers the first one in this at-bat. Bunt is down. Perry able to get a grasp on it off the mound and fire it over to first. Boswell secures for out number 2. Great jump off the mound by Perry. It was honestly a very good bunt by Joey Harris. But Perry, it's sort of like a defensive back trying to get a jump on the snap and intercepting the pass. That's sort of how it felt when Gavin Perry just leaped off the mound, hustled to that ball, and was able to beat Harris to Boswell at first for out number 2. Ogle now stepping in. First pitch to him is right down Main Street for strike 1. Wide Ogle, a freshman. Did have that error at second base to allow Cody Wallace to reach first, back in the top half of the second. Takes an 0-1 fastball outside for ball 1, evens the count here. On the season for Ogle, 312 batting average. In his freshman season, 6 RBIs and 12 runs scored. That's good for 4th on the team. The 1-1 off speeder taken outside. 2 balls and a strike here to Wyatt Ogle. Colin Roselli waiting on deck. The 2-1 is cracked to short. And the throw is made to retire the side. Sanford making an easy routine out. And the Firebirds go down quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 2 innings have come and gone here from Petco Park. No score to the top of the 3rd we go. The lineup turns over for the Warriors. It'll be Fusella, Perry, and Sanford when we return. You're listening to the Prep Insiders, CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here inside the press box at Petco Park, Jonathan Rifkin on the call with you. No score, and the sun finally creeping out, much to the joy of the fans. Out in right center field, there's a park across the way where folks have set up picnics and are running around with dogs, watching the festivities here at Petco. What an awesome venue, and such a special opportunity to be a part of for all of us and the student athletes here today. No score into the top of the 3rd inning, and the lineup now turns over to Matt Fusella, who in his first at-bat in the top of the 1st, popped out back to the catcher DeMartino for out number 1. Batting .485 coming into that at-bat, obviously has dropped just a tad. Owen Boehm ready. Fires in the first pitch of the 3rd, and it bounces to the plate. DeMartino backhands it for ball 1. Rock Academy dugout, everybody up on the stanchion, making as much noise as possible. The 1-0 glides away from the plate. Good take by Fusella. And that's ball 2. The 2-0 quickly in from Boehm, also dropping below the strike zone, ball 3. And on the opening at-bat of the 3rd inning here, Matt Fusella has worked his way into a 3-0 count. Boehm from the belt. He honestly has a pretty quick stretch. Rocks and fires 3-0. Taken outside, ball 4. Matt Fusella draws a 4-pitch walk to begin the 3rd inning. Runner on first, now nobody away, and Gavin Perry will try to help himself out as he's pitching. In the batter's box, runner on first, nobody out here. He's 0 for 1, flew out to left his first time up. And the righty digs in here. Boehm ready, checks first. Double play depth here for the middle infield and Ogle and Reed. The first pitch, fouled back off the screen, strike 1. Perry did a really good job right there of recognizing the first pitch strike potential of Perry after giving up a walk. A lot of times in high school, you see guys have the patient mentality of taking the first pitch, but there Perry realized, Fusella's going 4 straight balls. Odds are he'll probably give me one to hit. Unfortunately, Perry did get that one hit, but couldn't get it out of the ballpark. Pickoff, and they got Fusella at first. They picked off Fusella. The first pickoff I have seen at Petco Park for high school baseball, and it comes from Owen Boehm. What a quick pivot. I mean, think about Nikola Jokic on the right block, the way that he quickly turns and puts the shot up. That's how Boehm pivoted. He turned so quickly, Fusella just got caught sleeping, and Roselli was able to apply the tag for out number 1. Perry has an 0-1 count, and now nobody on the base pass, takes a ball in the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away now here. Top of the 3rd inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Warriors. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Firebirds. But the Rock Academy has already stranded 3 on base. The 1-1 popped up, middle infield, and DiMartino will watch it glide foul for strike 2. A couple of fans have brought their gloves, and I will tell you, folks, not a bad idea. I know that they have extended the screens to protect fans, but these balls, especially off of a metal bat here, they fly. And with the sun coming out and the air pressure changing, I'd expect there to be a lot of catchable foul balls in the stands today. The 1-2 from Boehm toes the rubber, and Perry calls time from the plate. The 1-2. Perry watches it miss upstairs, evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Warriors. 0-1-1 in the same categories for the Firebirds here at Petco. And the second matchup between these two teams, the Ocean League taking on the Citrus League. The 2-2 popped back and fouled into the 15th row of seats behind home plate. Foul balls are fair game for fans here today. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Boehm deals his 7th pitch of the at-bat. Perry watches it miss inside. Everybody, including Will Sanford on deck, thought it was strike 3. Sanford started striding to the batter's box, and Perry said, "What are you doing? I'm still in my at-bat. It's a full count." Payoff pitch here for Boehm. He fires it in. Popped up, back, well out of play. Will it get to the second row? No, it just misses. Out towards the grandstand section here at Petco Park. We'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat pending. 45 total pitches for Boehm so far here through 2 1/3. 28 strikes, 17 balls. Toes the rubber and fires in the 3-2. It's a hopper to third. McDonald slides over, makes the throw to Roselli, and it's in time for out number 2. Well done over at third base by Henry McDonald. Had to take a couple of strides to his left on the hopper, but had plenty of time to fire it to Roselli. Will Sanford now digging in. He was 1 for 1 today, had that double, rather than single, and stole second back in the first. Stranded on second, though, after Boswell struck out. Boswell waiting on deck 2 away here, no score. Top of the third, Boehm delivers. Curveball upstairs, ball 1. Curveball that never really curved, just stayed well up in the zone. Yesterday, we saw Jackson Bencourt throw 103 pitches. We'll see here if anybody matches that. The 1-0 popped up to center. Shiaka is there. He makes the catch for out number 3. Fusella was able to get on for Rock Academy, but he quickly was sent back to the dugout after being picked off. Perry grounds out. Sanford pops out. The top of the third is over. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the Rock Academy. The Firebirds have their 8-9-1 batters due up when we return from Petco Park. Bottom of the third. In a moment, you're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm. Back in a moment from Petco.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
These games just fly by. Bottom of the third inning is upon us. Welcome back to Petco Park. Not even 40 minutes into this ball game, and we're already in the bottom of the third. Why? Because only 3 hits have been accounted for so far between the two sides. The Warriors of Rock Academy have 2. The Pacific Ridge Firebirds have 1. There has been an error and a total of 4 base runners to this point. But no score. It's Gavin Perry, who recorded the second to last out of the top of the third inning, back on the mound for his third inning of work. He'll face Colin Roselli, to begin things here. On deck is Lee Footer, the freshman, THing to end the lineup. So he's in the 9 spot, and Owen Boehm waiting on in the hole rather behind him. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Warriors. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Firebirds. Bottom of the 3rd begins. Perry's ready. So is Roselli, the lefty. The first pitch to the southpaw. Called a strike on the outside corner. A heater. Just blazing in there for an 0-1 count. Roselli batting .258. Does have 9 RBI. Tied for 3rd on the team. Foul tips the 0-1 back off the screen, and we'll do it again. No ball and 2 strikes. How about this for Gavin Perry? 26 pitches, 19 strikes, and 7 balls. Incredibly efficient here through the first 2+ innings. Wide stands for Roselli in the left-handed batter's box. Perry wheels and deals the 0-2. Fastball missing inside, and a good take gives Roselli his first ball here in the at-bat. Back on the 25th of March between these two teams, the lineup was pretty similar, but the 1-2 pitch taken, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Colin Roselli is retired. That's the 4th strikeout for Gavin Perry, here today. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and now 1 in the third. 1 away here, bottom of the 3rd, and Lee Footer digs in. As I mentioned, Pacific Ridge won 8-5 to open up the season against Rock Academy. Footer swings and misses at a fastball for strike 1. In that game, it was really back and forth. The only time either team scored more than 1 run was in the 6th inning. Pacific Ridge was actually down 4-2, and they scored 6 runs in the 6th to end up eventually winning. The 0-1 pitch missing low for ball 1 here. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 away, bottom of the 3rd, no score. Footer did not play in that game. And swings and misses at a fastball for strike 2. 1-2 count here to Footer. Owen Boehm waiting on deck in the hole. Dom Sciacca, should we get that far in the inning? Game number 1 of our day here. The sun finally starting to peek overhead. And downtown gets hustling and bustling. The 1-2 cut on a miss, strike 3. Lee Footer goes down swinging. 5 strikeouts now on the day for Gavin Perry through 2 2/3. By the way, yesterday Jackson Betancourt had 10 strikeouts for Mira Mesa. So Gavin Perry is halfway to the Petco Park High School strikeout record already, held by Jackson Betancourt last night. He got 10 Ks. Boehm steps in, takes the first pitch to 3rd. It goes off a foot, and the throw will not be made. The error by Liam Lackey at 3rd base allows Owen Boehm on the 1st with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Routine grounder. Lackey just couldn't secure it. That's his 4th error of the season. Runner on first, 2 away. Dom Sciacca steps in, was the 2nd strikeout victim of the 1st inning. First pitch, a fastball taken outside for ball 1. Unnecessary errors, always a problem. We saw a 2-out error back in the 2nd inning as well for the Warriors. So both teams with an error. And the fastball taken at the knees for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away, no runs, 2 hits, and an error now for Rock Academy. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for Pacific Ridge. And the 1-1 paints the bottom of the strike zone for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. We apologize for the background noise here in the press box. Not exactly sure what that is. The 1-2, though, is a line drive to Sanford at short. He makes the catch for out number 3. So the error does not come back to haunt the Warriors. No runs, no hits, an error. And Owen Boehm stranded on first base. 3 innings have come and gone here from Petco. No score to the top of the 4th we go. It'll be Boswell, Alvarez, and Wallace for the Warriors. When we return in a moment, you're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Owen Boehm back out there for his fourth inning of work. Pitch count looks pretty good. 48 total pitches, 30 strikes, 18 balls here. Welcome back to Petco Park. Jonathan Rifkind on the call with you in game 1 of 3 on the day. Game number 4 of 6 in the San Diego Section High School Baseball Game Series at Petco Park, hosted by the Padres. What a wonderful job the organization and all the staff do here at Petco to give the student athletes at all of these San Diego high schools the full experience. Leading off the inning will be Lazante Boswell, the cleanup batter. He's 0 for 1 today, struck out swinging to end the first inning. Owen Boehm, 3 strikeouts, has only given up 2 hits so far. But the Warriors have stranded 2 in scoring position through the first 3 innings. First pitch well upstairs over the head of the batter Boswell for ball 1. Boswell trying to get his bat a little hot. Batting under 218 now on the season. Watches a changeup miss low and away for ball 2. Very quick first 3 innings here. But that typically means we're in for a long last 4. 2-0 taken, but it's in there for strike 1 at the knees. Dimensions here at Petco, very different than a high school baseball field, because if that was the case, there would have been like 8 home runs yesterday. The 2-1 missing in the dirt, ball 3. It's 336 down the line and left, 343 to left center, 405 to straight away, 396 to right center, and 322, the most forgiving part of the ballpark, down the right field line. 3-1, taken at the belt, called strike 2. Boswell thought he had ball 4, was about to half-heartedly toss his bat back to the dugout, but held back. Payoff pitch pending now for Boehm. Toes the rubber, takes a breath from the belt, ready to go now. Roxon fires the payoff pitch. Fastball missing, low and away. Good eye by Boswell. He draws the first walk of the day here for the Warriors. Runner on first, nobody out now for Tyler Alvarez. 6-pitch walk. That's how you work the count now. Alvarez 0 for 1 today. Popped up to the pitcher in his lone at-bat. Prime opportunity to middle infield, though. Ogle and Reed ready for the double play. Ogle does have an error today, and you know that he's ready to make amends. And what better way to do that than the turn 2? Alvarez, the righty, steps in. Boehm delivers. Bunt shown, pulled back. Pitch misses outside, ball 1. Outfield now being illuminated by the sun. Overcast skies to begin the day. Really more all cloud cover. Low ceiling here on the coast. With the coastal fog beginning to clear away. The 1-0 dribbler to third. McDonald makes the play to first for out number 1 on the fielder's choice. Boswell able to advance to second. So in a way, Alvarez gets the job done. Remember, the opening pitch he showed bunt, pulled back on that one. He basically did the same, but instead of a sack, it goes as an out. But we all know how unselfish Tyler Alvarez is, and he'll take that out as long as Boswell gets the second any day of the week. The 5-3 put out gives us out number 1 here. Cody Wallace stepping in with a runner in scoring position now and 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. He's 0 for 1, reached on an error, though, back in the 2nd inning. Waves at a fastball. It goes to second. Ogle makes the dive, but he can't make the throw. Nice play by Ogle out of second, drifting to his left to make the dive and the stop. But by the time he got to his knees, Cody Wallace was safe at first. Lazante Boswell was safe at third. And that should be a hit. Indeed it is. The third hit of the day for the Warriors comes for Cody Wallace, who's now reached base twice in the ball game. Runners at the corners, one out for Liam Lackey. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Stranded on first back in the second, and as a runner 90 feet away from scoring, no score here in the top of the fourth. The Rock Academy trying to get the first run at Petco today. Boehm toes the rubber and fires in the first pitch. Runner goes, it's called a strike. The throw will not be made. And the back pick over the third, but Boswell gets back safely. Cody Wallace is safe with no throw. That's a stolen base. And now runners in scoring position at second and third with only one out. That eliminates a double play threat, a gutsy call, but the risk is worth the reward oftentimes in baseball. Lackey steps in now with an 0-1 count and runners in scoring position. The 0-1, a fastball popped up and well back and foul out of play for strike two. Gavin Berry has 3 strikeouts, a walk, and 3 hits given up on the day now. Danger of giving up his first runs as well. Runners at second and third, 0-2, count one away. Fastball in there, taken to left field, and it's playable. Is it deep enough? Coming in is Boswell. The throw to the plate is not in time, and the Rock Academy strikes first here in the top of the fourth inning. It's 1-0 Warriors, courtesy of the sacrifice fly by Liam Lackey. Oh, and actually they're saying, I think that they're saying that Boswell left early. Hold on, folks, hold on. So now there's a conversation at the plate because I believe that they're saying Pacific Ridge thought that Boswell left early, so they just went and tapped third. That would have been a double play. The call stands. It's a double play, and the inning is over. It was not a sacrifice RBI. Liam Lackey did not drive in the opening run of the game. And instead, the top of the fourth inning is over because Lizante Boswell made a base-running error. He did not stay on third prior to the catch being made. You cannot do that. So no runs, a hit, no errors. And 1 left on base in scoring position in Cody Wallace. Wow, what a crazy way to end the top of the fourth inning. No scores. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Bat from Petco Park. In a moment, you're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by State Farm and Mission Fed Credit Union.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco, each and every broadcast brought to you by State Farm. Hit up my boy Ronald Wang, agent in the Rancho Penasquitos area, 858-484-1297 for all of your insurance needs. Special thanks to Ron and State Farm for sponsoring the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball games of the day. So the top of the fourth inning ended in confusion. Pacific Ridge was jubilant. I would say that the Warriors of Rock Academy were more melancholic than anything because they thought that they had the game, the go-ahead run, really, and instead were knotted up at 0 in the bottom of the fourth inning with Owen Reed stepping in. He doubled back in the first inning, but he was stranded on second thereafter. It'll be Reed, McDonald, and DeMartino to begin things here in the bottom of the fourth for Pacific Ridge. They have only 1 hit to this point. First pitch bouncing to the dirt, though, by Gavin Perry for ball 1. No runs, 3 hits, and 1 error for the Warriors. No runs, a hit, and an error for the Firebirds. 6 total left on base, 4 for the Warriors, 2 for the Firebirds. The 1-0 is a chopper to third, but it goes foul for strike 1. Barry has a phenomenal pitch count, 39 total pitches, 28 strikes, 11 balls. At one point, he had 4 balls and 8 strikes. That means he's thrown 20 strikes in the last 28 pitches. Very impressive. The 1-1 in. Fastball rocked down the third base line, but well foul into the stanchions. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Good handle by Reed, but just early on the fastball. And that's the thing. You turn early on these fastballs when you expect something a little bit faster. Perry doing a good job changing up the speeds on his heaters. He fires in the 1-2, bouncing in the dirt. Good job by Fusella. Slide in front. That evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. No runs, 3 hits, and an error for Rock Academy. No runs and a hit and 1 error for the Firebirds here in the bottom of the 4th. Now in the back half of this ball game. Remember, 7 innings in high school. The 2-2 fastball missing low and away for ball 3. Good eye by Reed. From 0-2 to 3-2, he's brought the count full now. Gavin Perry has been meticulous on the mound, calculated, cool, calm, and collected. Fires in the payoff pitch, looking for strikeout number 6. He got it, called at the knees, strike 3. Owen Reed caught sleeping. Goes down looking, strikeout number 6 on the day for Gavin Perry. 1 out on the board now, and then his second strikeout victim of the game. Henry McDonald steps in, ended the first inning swinging on a strikeout. 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Perry ready, fires in the first pitch to McDonald. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. 4 umpires here today at the ballpark, trying to keep it as real as possible. Shallow center field, the corners and behind the plate. Typically in high school, you only get 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. The lower divisions only have 1. The 1-0 is a 1-hopper back to the mound. Backhand by Perry. The flip over to Boswell out number 2 is recorded on the 1-3 putout. Good heads up by Perry. He made a great play on a bunt earlier right there, showing off the versatility with the backhand stab. Ryan DeMartino now steps in. He was the 3rd strikeout victim of the day. He opened up the 2nd, swinging and missing for the 3rd of what has now amounted to 6 strikeouts for Gavin Perry. Perry 3-2 on the season. But he has a sub-2.5 ERA, and that continues to go down as we get later into this game. Trying to record out number 3 here in the bottom of the 4th. He's only given up 1 hit. DeMartino digs in. First pitch to him, bounces into the dirt for ball 1. A lot of real estate out there between left center, or left and center into left center. The 1-0 pitch paints the inside corner for strike 1. Guidi out there in center. Feels like he's shading more towards right than to left center. If you're a righty, that's where I'm calling my shot. The 1-1 from Perry. Bounces outside for ball 2. DeMartino looked like he wanted to give a go at it, but instead wisely held back. Ahead in the count now. Perry from the belt, rocks and fires the 2-1. Fastball hacked at and missed, strike 2. After a change of bounces in the dirt, DeMartino looked a little off balance facing the fastball. And Perry now has a nice count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Gavin Perry fires it in, and it's foul tipped off the bat towards the screen. And we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A reminder, at 1 o'clock, Point Loma and Scripps Ranch is our second game of the day. That'll be on a separate feed. And then the 4 o'clock game, Calexico taking on Central Union. The 2-2 in. Curveball stays upstairs, and that brings the count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. Ryan DeMartino trying to draw the opening walk here. Gavin Perry has only given up 1 hit. He has 6 strikeouts, no runs, no walks to this point. The payoff pitch popped up and well out of play towards right field. We'll do it again. Pitch number 8 pending in the at-bat now. Great ballpark vibes. Cloud breaking now, and we get some blue sky. The payoff pitch, cut on and missed, strike 3. 7 strikeouts on the ball game now for Gavin Perry. And he forces a 1-2-3 fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. At the top of the 5th we go. Martinez, Guidi, Fusella due up in the 8, 9, and 1 spots for the Warriors when we return. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego Section Baseball Game of the Day Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm. Back from Petco Park in a moment.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco Park, Jonathan Rifkin on the call with you. Each and every broadcast is brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, who is a proud partner of the CIF San Diego section. They're also San Diego's largest member-owned non-for-profit full-service financial institution, exclusively serving San Diego County. Banking on Mission Fed means doing good for San Diego by putting money back into the communities through supporting and helping hundreds of local nonprofit organizations. Thank you to Mission Fed, one of our premier partners here for the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section broadcast. Goose Egg's up on the board right now in the score column as we head to the top of the fifth inning from Petco. The Rock Academy back on the offensive side of things, but they have not been able to score. They've left 4 on base, including 3 in scoring position. They had runners on second and third with 2 away back in the fourth. Rather, with 1 away, and then a disastrous end to the fourth inning, including a flyout and then Boswell leaving third early, trying to score, and then the Firebirds turning 2 to keep the score at 0 for both sides. Jacob Martinez, Joseph Guidi, Matt Fusella due up the 8, 9, and 1 batters. Martinez struck out swinging back in the second. Owen Boehm back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. Only 60 pitches. We saw Jackson Betancourt for Mira Mesa yesterday throw 103. Only walked 1 guy. Had 1 earned run, but 4 came to cross the plate due to errors in 6 2/3. He had 10 strikeouts. Eventually got the no decision after Patrick Henry walked off. It was one of the best pitching performances I've ever seen, but the Jacob deGrom effect took place here at Petco, or the Hyunjin Ryu, if you will. And Betancourt got the no decision after a 10 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 run day. Boehm is ready. Martinez in the right-handed batter's box. The 5th inning gets started with a swinging strike. 0-1 the count to Martinez. Boehm has 38 strikes, 23 balls. He has been fantastic so far, holding the Warriors to 3 hits. But his infield has given him an error as well. 0-1 pitch, gliding low and away for ball 1. That evens the count here to Martinez. Boehm quickly deals the 1-1, up and away, ball 2. The Petco Park baseball series that the Padres put on for the high school teams here in the section. This is like the 10th or so rendition, I've been told. The 2-1 is lined down the right field line, but out of play, and that evens the count 2-2 here to Martinez. And every year it's different. It's really interesting because I was talking to head coach Jeremiah Wiley before the game, the head coach for Rock Academy, and I asked him what it was like here. Just being here, coaching here. He said, I've actually been here before. Is the 2-2 pitch, called strike 3 on the inside corner. Martinez thought he got ball 3, but Boehm instead records strikeout number 4 of the day and out number 1 here in the 5th inning. Joseph Guidi steps in, was the third strikeout victim of the day back in the 2nd inning. In the 9-hole, the lefty steps in. Boehm toes the rubber. I'll get back to my conversation with Wiley here in a moment. And fires in the first pitch. Bunt shown, it misses, and strike 1. Oh, did they say that he missed? Or that he pulled back? Perhaps nope. They took the ball off the board, and there's the strike. The scoreboard operator's finger perhaps slipped right there. No balls and a strike here to Guidi. 1 away, top of the 5th, no score. And a curveball is taken down the first base line, and the catch is made by the first base coach for Rock Academy. Give him a glove, put him in the field. And he's fired up. 0-2 to Guidi. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts now. Give 5 to Boehm. He's trying to close in on Perry. 7. 2 outs now in the 5th inning. Order turns over now for Matt Fusella. 0 for 1 today. Popped out into foul territory in the first. Walked in the third. What was picked off When I was talking to Coach Wiley, I asked him about what it was like to be at Petco. He said, this is actually not my first time doing this. He was a freshman way back when at Helix when they got to play at Petco Park. Told me, though, that he was in the stands, never got an opportunity to actually take the field as a player. First pitch, a looping curveball to Fusella. He takes it at the knees for strike one. Bame has started most batters off with a fastball instead, though. Tried to switch it up, and it works to success right there. Quickly dealing the 0-1. It's a fastball taken into right center field, and Fusella has himself a 2-out base knock. It drops into right center. Chiaka couldn't get to it in time. And the Warriors have a base runner on their 4th hit of the day, and it comes with 2 away here in the 5th. They have a hit now in the 1st, the 2nd, the 4th, and the 5th. And Gavin Perry steps in now, the pitcher batting in the 2-hole. 0 for 2 today, a fly out to left and a ground out to third. With a prime opportunity to try and help himself when he takes the mound in the bottom half of the 5th. Bame delivers the first pitch to Perry. A home run swing, but he's so early on it. It's driven well high into the second row on the third base side. Near the Cutwater Spirit sign. 0-1 the count now to Gavin Perry. Fusella over at first. 2 away here. No runs, 4 hits, an error for the Warriors. No runs, a hit, 1 error for the Firebirds. The 0-1 misses low and away. Runner goes. The throw is off the bag. Reed makes the catch, but the tag is late, and sliding in the second with a stolen base is Matt Fusella. On the season now for Fusella, he has 19 stolen bases and 19 tries. That's unbelievable. The 1-1 fouled back and out of play. Strike 2 now to Gavin Perry. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Fusella, 19 for 19 on the base paths. That is a staggering total. And through only 13 games to this point in the season. Bame trying to get out of the inning. Steps off and calls time. 73 pitches in, 47 strikes, 26 balls. Trying to keep the Rock Academy at bay here. They've threatened a few times now. This being their 4th time with a runner in scoring position. The 1-2 bounces in the plate. DeMartino able to dig it up, though, and hold Fusella at second. 2's across the board now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. Runner on second. Will Sanford waiting on deck. He had that single back in the 1st inning. You know, he's licking his chops for an opportunity here in the 5th. Perry trying to get it to him. The 2-2 in from Bame, a curveball. Perry turns early on it, and it's a dribbler down the third base line, but foul. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind shifting out to center field now, but nothing too impactful in the game. 3 to 5 miles per hour at gust. Just a beautiful scene here in downtown San Diego. Fans in the right center field park. The buildings outlining the entire outfield. The 2-2, another dribbler down third base line and foul. And for the 3rd time, we'll do it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat pending. Perry making Bame work. And that's the point here. We have a stalemate. Every at-bat has been a battle so far today. The 2-2 in. Perry drives it back. And well out of play. Just eluding the second row of seats behind home plate. We'll do it again for a 4th time at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat pending. Bame will go until his arm falls off, though. He doesn't care. Perry trying to wear him down. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runner on second. Bame delivers. High fastball driven towards third. McDonald is under it. He makes the catch for out number 3. A 2-out base knock, but Fusella, after swiping second, is stranded. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. 4.5 coming gone here from Petco. No score. Firebirds will feature Harris, Ogle, and Rosselli when we return in a moment from Petco You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed and State Farm. Back in a moment. No score. To the bottom of the fifth we go.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Bottom of the fifth inning here from Petco Park. Welcome back, everybody. Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed and State Farm. No score between the Firebirds of Pacific Ridge and the Rock Academy Warriors. Two players being honored on the field right now for their respective squads. Martinez for the Warriors, and I believe Rosselli for the Firebirds. Gavin Perry ready to go for inning number 5. Only 53 pitches in. He has been a workhorse on the mound. 36 strikes, only 17 balls. He has 7 strikeouts. He's trying to catch up to Jackson Betancourt's high school Petco Park strikeout record, which is 10. We saw that last night when Mira Mesa lost to Francis Parker, though Betancourt pitched a stellar game for Mira Mesa. 4 hits, an error, no runs for the Warriors. 1 hit, 1 error, no runs for the Firebirds. And we'll see here if Pacific Ridge can perhaps rope around a couple of hits, string together some momentum, because they have been pretty lackluster offensively so far today. They've had a base runner on in the second, rather in the third, by way of an Owen Boehm, or he actually reached on an error by Lackey at third, and Owen Reed has the only base knock of the day for the Firebirds, a double back in the first inning. Joey Harris will lead things off here in the 6th inning. 0 for 1 today with the ground out to the mound in his one trip. Perry looking for a couple more strikeouts. Only 1 hit, no walks, no runs. 7 strikeouts here in 4 innings pitched, looking to mask that total here in inning number 5. Righty on righty matchup to begin the half inning. Harris digs in, Perry ready, toes the rubber, fires the 0-0 pitch. A fastball at the knees called strike 1. Great way to start the 5th here. A heater by Gavin Perry. Long strides, stands at 6'6", and his frame just allows for so much velocity. The 1-0 is a half-hearted attempt, fouled off the tip of the bat and out of play. Strike 2 to Harris. White Ogle, Colin Rosselli waiting on deck and in the hole respectively here in the 5th inning. 6, 7, and 8 spots for the Firebirds. Mine 0 for 9 so far. The 0-2 fouled back, in on the hands. Good job by Harris to remain alive. No balls and 2 strikes. We've seen a handful of errors made here at Petco. We saw 3 in the late game last night as the 0-2 pitch cut on and missed strike 3. Joey Harris goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts going back to the end of the 4th inning now for Perry. He has 8 on the game, 2 away from tying Jackson Betancourt's Petco Park High School pitching record in strikeouts. And we still got 2 more games to go today, folks. This is just game number 1, and we're already being spoiled. First pitch swung and a missed by White Ogle for strike 1. He's 0 for 1, a ground out to Sanford at short in his 1 at-bat so far. Righty digging in. 8 strikeouts for Perry. Only 1 hit. The 0-1 popped up right field. And it drops in there for a single, a bloop single. A valiant effort by Martinez at a second. and Alvarez out of right, but it drops in between them. And Ogle is on with a bloop single, the second hit of the day for the Firebirds. And you know what? That's okay. You'll take them any way you can get them. And a bloop single is just as good as a base knocker all the way out to the left field corner. It doesn't matter. And I think we're going to get a pinch hitter in place of Roselli. Remember, at Petco Park, they want as many athletes to play as possible. For Pacific Ridge, it'll be number 17, Hunter Newland. Coming in place of Colin Roselli. Roselli 0 for 1 in his spot with that strikeout back in the third. On the season for Newland, he's batting 182. 11 at-bats, has a run. 2 RBI as well. Runner on first, one away here. Double play situation for Martinez and Sanford in the middle infield. No runs, 4 hits, an error for the Warriors. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Firebirds here in the bottom of the fifth. Perry Redder delivers the first pitch to Newland, missing outside, ball 1 on the fastball. Loud singles, bloop singles, they're all the same. It's sort of like a bank shot in basketball. Everybody talks about how it's unsatisfying to bank a basketball in, but guess what? The points count the same. Same here in baseball. A bloop single counts the same as a routine single. The 1-0 is a heater back to the mound. Perry able to grab it out of the air and turn 2 on the turn to Boswell at first. He caught Ogle sleeping, and the line out 1, 3 put out ends the 5th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. What a play by Gavin Perry. He is so talented. Off the mound to the bottom of the 5th inning we go. No score from Petco. You're listening to the Prep Insider. CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Petco Park. Jonathan Rifkin on the call with you. To the 6th inning we go with no score between Pacific Ridge and the Rock Academy. Here at our CIF San Diego section high school baseball series at Petco Park. Game 1 of 3 on the day. Point Loma taking on Scripps Ranch at 1. Calexico and Central Union at 4. Each and every game can be listened on the Prep Insider streams. Separate feeds. Kicking off the inning here is Will Sanford. 1 for 2 today, a single stolen base and a fly out to center. The first pitch from Boehm has him reaching. A chopper to third. McDonald on the move. Fires it over to first in time. Out number 1. 1 pitch out. Gets the 6th inning started. And for Owen Boehm, who's thrown 78 pitches, he'll take it. They want to keep him out there as long as possible. He's been so effective. 4 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, no runs given up to this point. McDonald has been great in the hot corner today as well. Very efficient, clean fielding, nice arm across the diamond. Lazonte Boswell steps in. 0 for 1 today, a walk and a strikeout. And then he left third base, tagging on a sac fly early, and was accounted for the final out of the 4th inning after double play. The 0-0 pitch to him, missing inside for ball 1. In the cleanup spot, showed a lot of patience in that 4th inning to draw the walk on 7 pitches. Looking for another one here. The 1-0, though, he takes it on the inside corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. No runs, 4 hits, an error for the Warriors. No runs, 2 hits, an error for the Firebirds. Tyler Alvarez waiting on deck. Cody Wallace in the hole. Should we get that far in the inning? The 1-1 from Boehm, a hack and a miss. And actually, excuse me, we have a pinch pitcher, a relief pitcher coming in for Pacific Ridge. It's Owen Reed coming in. So there's actually a fielding change. Lazonte Boswell pops up the 1-2 in the shallow right field, and Ogle out of second base, who is still there, makes the catch for out number 2. Remember, the switches here, it's tough because they don't necessarily relate to us when it happens. They let us know after the fact. So Owen Reed is in. Owen Bain's day is over. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts to his line. And Reed comes in. Newland moves to left. Chiaka still in center. Harris out in right. The first pitch into the Alvarez is swung on a miss for strike 1. Alvarez 0 for 2 on the day. A pop out to the mound and a ground out to third in his 2 trips. Comes up with 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning. Reed Pearson fires the 0-1. And it's taken upstairs for ball 1. Good eye from Tyler Alvarez. DeMartino still behind the plate. Over at first is Roselli. Ogle at second. Boehm now moves to short. The 1-1 splits the second and shortstop into center field for a 2-out Tyler Alvarez base knock. Gets the handle on a fastball, and small ball works just the same. Another quiet single here. Owen Reed gives up his first hit of the day, and it comes with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Hit number 5 for the Warriors. Runner on first, 2 away now. So Boehm moves from pitcher to short. That's the only real change. And the first pitch to Wallace is back to the mound. Over to it is Reed. Fires it to first. Roselli is there for out number 3. So the 2-out base knock amounts to nothing but a man left on base. No runs hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. To the bottom of the 6th inning we go in a rubber match. No score. The Firebirds will have their 9, 1, and 2 hitters due up when we return. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Beautiful day at Petco Park. Clouds now really wisping away, burning off as the afternoon sun begins to greet us here. at the mecca of Major League Baseball, Petco Park. And a scoreless ball game into the bottom of the 6th inning between the Firebirds of Pacific Ridge and the Warriors of Rock Academy. In the second meeting between these two teams of the 2021 season, it was an 8-5 Pacific Ridge win back on March 25th, the season opener for both these schools. And now round 2 taking place here at Petco Park. We have a rubber match. Pacific Ridge, though, trying to play catch-up. Only 2 recorded hits to this point. And we will have a pinch hitter in the 9 spot to begin the inning. Lee Foster, who struck out in his lone at-bat back in the 3rd, will take a seat. And stepping in now will be Luke Bassanese. Gavin Perry back out there for his 6th inning of work. Bassanese, a junior, on the season, batting .143 in 7 at-bats, has 2 RBI. Does have 6 runs scored as well, a very effective pinch runner. Nobody away here as we begin the bottom of the 6th inning. No score, no runs, 5 hits, an error for the Warriors, no runs, 2 hits, an error for the Firebirds. The first pitch in, a chopper down the 3rd base line, but out of play, strike 1 to Luke Bassanese. Lee Footer was in the DH position, so Bassanese, he may take the field, but right now, that's the spot he's in, the DH in the 9 hole. Perry delivers the 0-1. Fastball missing low and inside, ball 1. What has been a very quick game. 1 hour and 30 minutes in, and we're in the bottom of the 6th, but no score. We could have some free baseball lined up. The 1-1 taken down Broadway for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Bassanese, falls behind. Last night we were close to free baseball, but Patrick Henry, decided to walk off. The 1-2, swung on and missed. Bassanese goes down swinging. Strikeout number 9 of the day for Perry. He is 1 away from tying the high school strikeout record at Petco Park, set last night by Jackson Bentoncourt. He had 10. And the order now turns over to Owen Boehm, playing shortstop after starting the game. At the top of the order with 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Perry delivers the first pitch. Fastball taken at the knees for strike 1. 9 strikeouts, only 2 hits, and only 66 pitches. For Gavin Perry, he has been electric on the mound. Delivers the 0-1. A cut and a miss for Boehm. Got nothing but air on that one. The 0-2 in from the righty. Curveball. And a half-hearted chopper down the 3rd base line. Goes foul. We'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. 49 strikes, 19 balls. That's Gavin Perry's total. And Coach Wiley told me that the key for him in today's game was to stay aggressive. And I would say with 49 strikes and 9 strikeouts that he has been quite aggressive. The 0-2 is a fastball, though, buried in the dirt. Fusella hits his knees to block it. Nobody on the base path, though, so it wouldn't have mattered. 1 ball, 2 strikes now here to Boehm. Waiting on deck, Dom Shiaka. Owen Reed in the hole. 1 away here, bottom of the 6th. The 1-2 in from Perry, a heaving fastball. And Lackey takes the grounder from 3rd. The throw is off the bag, but Boswell is able to apply the tag for out number 2. Great job by Lackey. Kept the throw within the vicinity of Boswell, and Boswell was able to make the turn with his left hand on the catch, and in one sweeping motion, apply the tag to Boehm to record the 5-3 putout. Saved an error. Dom Shiaka now digs in here. 0 for 2 today, a strikeout looking, and a line out to short in his 2 trips. No runs, 5 hits. Error for the Warriors. No runs, 2 hits. An error for the Firebirds here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 away. The first pitch to Shiaka is outside for ball 1. The lefty playing center field. Doesn't even move the bat on his left shoulder. Takes the 1-0 down the 3rd base line and hits off the base and then the umpire. And the umpire was going to call it fair, and then it hit off of him, and he called it foul. That is a really tough thing to happen. Series of events, we'll call it an unfortunate series of events, because I think the umpire was out of the way of that baseball. He would have called it fair, but because it ricocheted off the base and hit him, that would have been probably good for extra bases too, the way that it towed the line, had the umpire not gotten in the way. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Shiaka. 2 away in the bottom of the 6th inning in a scoreless ball game. Perry trying to bury it and get his 10th strikeout. The 1-1. A hopper back to the mound. Perry's there, fires it to first, out 3 is recorded. Another 1-2-3 inning. The 4th of the ball game here recorded by Gavin Perry. He has been on fire from the mound. To the top of the 7th inning we go in a scoreless ball game. Back from Petco Park in a moment. You're listening to the Prep Insider, CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm. No score between the Rock Academy and Pacific Ridge. Top of the 7th when we come back.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
0-0 ball game in the top of the 7th inning. Owen Reed ready to go for his 2nd inning of work on the mound. Welcome back, everybody. Inside the press box on press row, the Jerry Coleman Broadcast Center at Petco Park, the epitome of upscale baseball facilities, the mecca of Major League Baseball parks, and what a great opportunity to be a part of all of the action here. 1 of 3 games today. We called all 3 yesterday. And boy, do we have a great one here today. We already saw last night a walk-off. Francis Parker walked off against Mira Mesa in the bottom of the 7th. And here in the top of the 7th in a scoreless ball game, the Warriors will have Lackey, Martinez, and Guidi, barring any pinch hitters, to begin their top of the 7th. And it'll be up to the Firebirds to try and stifle the Rock Academy offense that has threatened in a few opportunities tonight. They had a man on second back in the first inning. They got runners on second and first back in the 2nd inning. They had runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out in the 3rd inning. They had a runner on 3rd in the 4th inning, a runner on 2nd in the 5th inning. They've stranded 6 on base, including 4 in scoring position. So at some point you think that the Warriors would get over the hump and finally drive one in. We'll see here if it comes in the top half of the 7th. Liam Lackey steps in. 1 for 2 today. Fly out to left and a single in the 2nd. First pitch, a strike. Taken. 0-1 the count to him. Ironically, he actually would be 1 for 1 with an RBI, because when he popped up out of left back in the 4th inning, we thought that Lazante Boswell scored from 3rd. He actually left early, and it resulted in a double play. The 0-1 in from Reed. A fastball at the knees taken for strike 2. Scripps Ranch just strided into the building. And they'll take their seats over on the 3rd base side and watch on at the conclusion of this one. They'll take on Point Loma at 1 o'clock here at Petco. Reed ready. Fires in the 0-2. A high fastball has Lackey under it, and he swings and misses for strike 3. First strikeout on the day for Owen Reed. 6 total now between him and Bame for the Firebirds. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. And Jacob Martinez now steps in. In the 8th spot, he's 0 for 2. A backwards K, a forwards K to his day so far. But I don't think it is okay in his eyes that he's struck out twice, looking to make amends here in the top of the 7th. The first pitch from Reed. Fastball driven down the first base line, but ultimately foul for strike 1. Joseph Guidi on deck. Should we get that far here in the inning, the order would turn back over to Matt Fusella in the hole. No runs, 5 hits, an error for the Warriors. No runs, 2 hits, an error for the Firebirds here in the top of the 7th from Petco. Reed delivers the 0-1. Off speeder stays upstairs. Ball 1, that evens the count to Martinez. Well, the Warriors in the first inning opened up the ball game, getting Will Sanford to second on a 2-out base knock. They stranded him thereafter, and that started one of 4 opportunities that this team has stranded a base runner in scoring position. On the 1-1, Martinez chops it back to the mound. Reed is there on the hop, fires it to Roselli, and secures out number 2. 1-3 put out, brings up Joseph Guidi. He's also 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. The lefty batter struck out swinging both in the second and in the fourth. Trying to extend the inning here in the top half of the 7th with 2 away. Reed trying to get his team in the bottom half up with an opportunity to walk off here. He fires in the 0-0. Swing and a miss on the fastball, strike 1. Guidi well out ahead of the fastball, which makes you wonder how early he actually decided to start his swing. Wide stance for the southpaw. Reed a righty, toes the rubber. Takes a breath from the belt, fires in the 0-1. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. On the other side for the Firebirds, they have yet to have a runner in scoring position. They've stranded 2 on base. And actually, check that. Owen Reed was on second back in the first inning. The other runner stranded was Wyatt Ogle on first in the 5th. 1-1 pitch missing in the dirt, ball 2 here. 2 balls and a strike now to Joseph Guidi. Bases cleared, 2 away here. No score, top of the 7th from Petco Park. Game 1 of 3 of the day. And what a way to start. Reed fires in the 2-1, missing away, ball 3. Good take from Guidi. Has worked himself into a favorable 3-1 count. He started off 0-1 and has forced Reed to work here in this at-bat. Reed delivers the 3-1. Fastball, hacked it and missed, strike 2. The comebacker got Guidi out in front, and that brings the count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here, and a scoreless ball game in the top of the 7th. Reed trying to get out of it. Working quickly now from the stretch. At the belt, he comes set. Pearson fires the payoff pitch, caught, swung on and missed, strike 3. Joseph Guidi goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts now for Owen Reed in the inning, and the top of the 7th is over in short order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Owen Reed, Henry McDonald, Ryan DeMartino due up for the Firebirds with an opportunity to walk it off at Petco. Bottom of the 7th when we return in a scoreless ball game. You're listening to the Prep Insider. CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day brought to you by Mission Fed and State Farm. Back from Petco in a moment.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Welcome back to Petco Park, everybody. Jonathan Rifkin on the call with you for all of the 3 games here today. And boy, do we have a good one to open our Saturday festivities. A rubber match into the bottom of the 7th inning. No score in Pacific Ridge. Looking to walk off against the Rock Academy. We saw a walk-off last night. Francis Parker walked off against Mira Mesa after scoring 4 runs in the 6th to tie the ball game. And then the game-winning run in the bottom of the 7th to win 5-4. Here are the Warriors trying to force free baseball. Gavin Perry back on the mound for his 7th inning of work. He has 9 strikeouts, which is 1 shy of tying the high school baseball strikeout record at Petco Park, which was set last night in a 10 strikeout performance by Jackson Betancourt. It will not be an easy task, though, here for Perry. He faces the heart of this Firebird order. Owen Reed, Henry McDonald, Ryan DeMartino, all due up between the 4 of the 3 batters. They're 1 for 6. Back in the first inning, Reed doubled. They've also accounted for 4 total strikeouts for Owen Perry. So Reed trying to get things going here for the Firebirds. 1 for 2 today with a double. He struck out looking in the 4th. Gavin Perry, he has been electric on the mound. Only 73 pitches going into the 7th inning. 52 strikes, 21 balls. He's been efficient and looking to keep this game going into the extra innings. Owen Reed steps in. First pitch, a fastball. He turns away from it, and it's inside for ball 1. The 1-0 is a dribbler through short and into left field. Owen Reed represents the game-winning run. He's on first base with nobody out. Small baseball sometimes is the best baseball. You don't always have to hit the hardest line drives, the hardest grounders to be effective. And right there, Owen Reed, a little dribbler that went through Sanford at short and into left field for a leadoff base knock. McDonald shows bunt, pulls it back, a back pick attempt. Reed was well off of first, but the throw was off the bag, and by the time Boswell came back, Reed was able to slide back safely. That was a really good look by Fusella, but the throw was off the bag. 1-0, the count remains. No runs, 5 hits, an error for the Warriors. No runs, 3 hits, an error for the Firebirds. 1-0 count here in the bottom of the 7th. McDonald shows bunt, pulls it back. Ball bounces in the dirt for ball 2. Middle infield on double play depth. Martinez at second, Sanford at short. They had an opportunity earlier to turn 2, but the throw on the turn was off the bag. The 2-0 up in on the hands, and it hit him. It did. It glided in on the hands of McDonald. I guess that it just tipped his wrist, and the hit by a pitch gets runners at first and second now. The game-winning run is on second base with nobody away here. And Ryan DeMartino checking in. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. But first, head coach Dimitri Wiley, or Jeremiah Wiley, rather, wants to have a conversation with Gavin Perry and his entire infield. First hit batsman we've seen today. Perry's not walked anybody. He has 9 strikeouts and has given up 3 hits. But none more important than that Owen Reed single back in the 7th inning to begin the 7th inning. And then Henry McDonald able to draw a hit by pitch over at first base. I believe they'll keep Perry out there, and they will. So meeting adjourned on the mound. And as I alluded to through the first 4 innings of this game, it went by so quickly that means the final 3 innings are going to take forever. And that's what this has been. But there's nothing more enjoyable than a rubber match coming down to the wire at the Cathedral of Baseball Park's Petco Park. We saw it last night between Mira Mesa and Francis Parker to end the evening. And what better way to begin Saturday and with another one here. DeMartino steps in, shows bunt. Perry deals the first pitch. It's upstairs, taken for ball 1. Reed at second. McDonald at first. DeMartino in the right-handed batter's box. Joey Harris waiting on deck. Perry fires in the 1-0. Bunt goes down, but it's backwards down the third base line and foul for strike 1. Fusella was up on it real quick, but it didn't matter. Great jump on the base paths by Reed at second and McDonald at first. Reed really fast. You got to be careful. And if you try and throw him out, that you don't mistime it, because he could slide in safely and everybody could be safe on the bunt. So DeMartino digs back in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on here. Nobody out, bottom of the 7th. Perry trying to get out of the jam. The 1-1 bunt is shown. It's pulled back. Pitch misses outside, ball 2. And you can hear the Pacific Ridge fans clapping in jubilation at the eagle eye of Ryan DeMartino working the count now against Perry. Pitch number 82 of the outing. A fastball taken low and outside for ball 3. And Ryan DeMartino is 1 ball away from loading up the bases here with nobody out. I have called a walk-off walk in my life, believe it or not. It was a postseason game in summer minor league baseball. The 3-1 ripped down right center field. It drops for a single. Rounding third, being waved on home is Reed. The throw to the plate is not in time, and the Firebirds walk it off at Petco. 1-0. RBI single, Ryan DeMartino. What a way to end it. The Firebirds were largely outplayed for much of the game. They stuck to their guns. They were able to record big outs when it mattered, and ultimately, small ball comes in the clutch here in the 7th inning. Unbelievable. Gavin Perry, 9 strikeouts. He'll get the loss. His final line, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, and 9 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. Owen Reed gets the win. He goes 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, no walks, and no runs. What an incredible way to start off the day. A walk-off single for Ryan DeMartino. Scores Owen Reed. And the Firebirds of Pacific Ridge beat the Rock Academy 1-0. We're going to step aside. We'll be back in about an hour to get you set for game number 2 of the day between Point Loma and Scripps Ranch. You have been listening to a presentation of San Diego Section Baseball by Prep Insider, brought to you by Mission Fed and State Farm. Head over to the next stream in about an hour. I'll be with you. And if you don't, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. For everybody who made our broadcast possible, this is Jonathan Rifkind signing off. We'll talk to you at 1. Once again, the final in game number 1. Pacific Ridge beats the Rock Academy in walk-off fashion, 1-0. We'll talk to you in an hour.